Okay guys, so we got the Civic out and ripping, but had a few issues to start off. I know I haven't made a video in a little bit here, but basically the drain plug fell out and motor popped, so my mistake. Forgot to tighten that thing, I guess. So moving on, put a new bearings and everything into it, crank and everything was okay. And now she's back out and ripping. And the tires are getting worn down pretty quick, but these are the kind of shitty tires I just wanted to start off and go and rip with. Those other white rims are tucked in the back corner over there. So anyways, basically right now I'm just waiting on some fuel stuff to come in, some injectors and pump, and then the upgraded map sensor for the thing to read more boost. And then it's going to be going to the first race, August 26th. I think I'm going to try to take it out on that day. There's a local track here called Thunder Mountain in Kelowna, BC. And I think that's going to be the first day this thing will try out all the new upgrades and see what it does. Cue the montage.
That was pretty good too. Okay, right? Yep.
So I made a few small changes after the first motor and turbo failed on me. I actually bought a turbocharger that is the same turbos before, but the exhaust housing on this one was a little bit smaller. But the actual size of the compressor wheel was the same. And but honestly, I can't really seem to tell if it made that much of a difference of it spooling faster. So I was hoping it was going to spool a bit quicker, but it's hard to kind of tell if it did or not. And the other upgrade I made was I built a shroud for the radiator, and I bought a upgraded fan. The last one I had was just like an Amazon cheapy one. It was like, I don't know, 50 bucks or whatever, and it wasn't really doing the job. This was made by a company called Spal, down in the States, I think, or I think they're in Italy actually. So anyways, this fan works way better, moves a lot more air, and the car stays like super cool. If I'm on the highway, the fan doesn't even kick on. And then I also added water cooling to the turbo this time, and that seems to be, you can kind of see it there. There's the feed, and then the other one comes out the top. The core of the turbo stays like really cool. Like you can like almost you can like touch this after driving, and it's not hot, but it's no hotter than the engine block. So the other big bonus I found from adding that was that the oil actually stays a lot cooler. It almost works as like a little oil cooler at the same time. So instead of the turbo heating up the oil, it almost keeps it at like a more steady temperature now. But yeah, so the next things to happen, like I was saying, is the fuel injectors and then the fuel pump underneath the car. And I got some new traction bars to make for this thing, and then it will be figuring out the wheel and tire setup, because the other tires are going to be way more grippy, or the other rims will be way more grippy with the other tires. That's what I'm trying to say. But one thing that a lot of people have noticed about this car is how far the front wheels sit in the fender wells, or like how I guess you'd say like the wheel sits off center in where the wheel should sit inside the fender. Really the only cause for that, or the only reason for that, is that the way the motor had to sit in the engine bay. If I have the wheel more back, the axle gets really close to the what would we call it? It's like the little piece that comes off the lower control arm to go to the coil, and there's almost no clearance there, and it would probably rub it if you turned the wheel. So that was one of the issues. And then yeah, that was honestly the biggest one, was that I just had to do that for the motor to properly be able to drive the wheels. So I think what's going to happen is the other wheels are quite a bit wider on the car, so whenever I figure out what I'm going to do with like a body kit or custom fender flares or something, it'll just be like shaped to where the wheel is now. So I'll open it up in the front a bit more, and then like bring it tighter in the rear, and that's kind of really the only thing you can do, I guess. So yeah, so that's gonna pretty much do it for this video, and in the next one we'll do the fuel system and see how fast this thing can get going. Thanks for watching.